Hello everybody and welcome to Factoring Quadratics, practice number 10. So in the first expression we start by multiplying 4 by 18, which gives us 72. Then we want to find two negative numbers that can multiply together to give us 72, that also add together to give us minus 27. Here we have minus 3 and minus 24. So now we can use these numbers to rewrite the equation, replacing minus 27x with minus 3x minus 24x. The greatest common factor from 4x squared minus 3x is x, so we times x by 4x minus 3, and then the greatest common factor from minus 24x plus 18 is 6, and we times that by 4x minus 3. And because these two brackets are the same, that is the first bracket of our solution, and because it's multiplied by x and minus 6, the second bracket of the solution is x minus 6. In this expression, we start by multiplying 6 by 10, which gives us 60. Here are some numbers that you could multiply together to get 60. However, 4 and 15 also add together to give us plus 19, so these are the numbers we're going to use. We write the expression again and replace plus 19x with plus 4x plus 15x. Then the greatest common factor from 6x squared plus 4x is 2x, and we'd have to multiply it by 3x plus 2 to get 6x squared plus 4x. The greatest common factor from 15x plus 10 is 5, and again we'd have to multiply it by 3x plus 2 to get 15x plus 10. And we know that 3x plus 2 is the first bracket of our solution because these two brackets are the same, and as it's multiplied by 2x and plus 5, the second bracket of our solution is 2x plus 5. With this expression, we start by multiplying 6 and minus 15 together, which gives us minus 90. We can get minus 90 by multiplying these different sets of numbers together, but we also need them to add together to give us minus 13. Now we have minus 5 and 18. Now they add together to give us plus 13. So if we switch the minus sign from the 5 to the 18 and have 5 minus 18, that adds together to give us minus 13. Then we can write the expression out again, but replace the minus 13x with the plus 5x minus 18x. And then we can find the greatest common factor for the first two terms, which is x. And if we multiplied it by 6x plus 5, we would get 6x squared plus 5x. And the greatest common factor for the second two terms is 3. And if we multiplied that by 6x plus 5, we would get minus 18x minus 15 because of this minus sign outside the bracket. And then because these two brackets are the same, we know that 6x plus 5 is the first bracket in the solution, and the second bracket is x minus 3 because it's multiplied by x and by minus 3, as you can see in the line above. In this expression, we start by multiplying 6 by 10, which gives us 60, and here are some different numbers we can multiply together to get 60. We've used negative numbers because we also want them to add up to give us minus 17. And as you can see here, we have minus 5 and minus 12, which give us minus 17 when added. Using these numbers, we can rewrite the expression, replacing the minus 17x with minus 5x minus 12x. The greatest common factor for the first two terms is x, and we'd have to multiply that by 6x minus 5 to get 6x squared minus 5x. And the greatest common factor for the second two terms is 2, and that would also have to be multiplied by 6x minus 5 to get our minus 12x plus 10 because of this negative sign outside the bracket. And because these two brackets are the same, the first bracket in our solution is 6x minus 5. And because 6x minus 5 in the line above is multiplied by x and by minus 2, the second bracket is x minus 2. In this expression, we start by multiplying 8 by minus 3, which gives us minus 24. And here are some pairs of numbers that multiply together to give us minus 24. But if we use 2 minus 12, they also add together to give us minus 10. So we can rewrite the expression and replace the minus 10x with plus 2x minus 12x. Then the greatest common factor for the first two terms is 2x, and we need to multiply that by 4x plus 1 to give us our 8x squared plus 2x. And the greatest common factor for the second two terms is 3, and again we have to multiply it by 4x plus 1 to give us our minus 12x minus 3 because of this minus sign in front of the bracket again. And these two brackets are the same, so 4x plus 1 is our first bracket of the solution, and the second bracket is 2x minus 3 because it's multiplied by 2x and minus 3 above. And finally, we multiply 8 by 5 in this example, which gives us 40, which we can achieve by multiplying these pairs of numbers together. But we're going to use minus 2 and minus 20 because they also add together to give us minus 22. Then we replace minus 22x in the expression with minus 2x minus 20x. And then we want to find the greatest common factor, which is 2x for the first two terms times by 4x minus 1, and 5 for the second two terms times by 4x minus 1. And because these two brackets are the same, we know that 4x minus 1 is the first bracket in our solution. And because that's multiplied by 2x and by minus 5, we know the second bracket of our solution is 2x minus 5. Well, that's it for this video. I have gone very rapidly in this video, and I will be in the next video too. If this is too fast for you, please go back and look at some of the previous practice videos. They have been done in a much slower pace. And as always, thanks for watching, and if you could hit like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. And I hope to see you in the next video.